Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video guide for Conan Exiles. Today in this video folks, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be testing out some of the most powerful Thralls in the game to find out which one is indeed the most powerful Thrall. And by that of course I mean the one that is the best killer. So with that being said and done folks, if you enjoy this video, please do not forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos on the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. So the plan for this is we're going to be testing out specifically 5 Thralls. These are Thralls that have been mentioned in previous videos of mine, and that would be Dacias the Sharp, the Captain, Spinus the Marauder, the Cimmerian Berserker, and of course the I keep forgetting their name, it is quite a complicated name, the Dalicia Spawn Hunter. So these are just some of the Thralls that have been mentioned and brought into discussion in previous comments on previous videos, which I will of course be testing out to find out which one is the best Thrall. Now by best Thrall I mean tier 4 named Thrall, and the purposes of that being to be the best Thrall at killing stuff. And so for that I will be using a boss, and I've decided to go with the white demon boss from the unnamed city just because it's the easiest to work around with. So let's have a look at what we've got over here. As you can see, this is what we're working with. These are the 3 ones that I have at the moment prepared. There are 2 more that I have not yet prepared, and that would be the Dacias the Sharp and the Spinus the Marauder, which can be obtained from the volcano. And these are rare spawns. They do share spawns with other NPCs that spawn in the volcano. The chances of getting one of those is quite low, but once you do get them, they are definitely a keeper. Over here we have another Thrall. So as you can see, they are all going to be packing the Silent Legion armor with the added armor upgrade, as well as the Teal'c Sorrow. No, the Sword of Crom. I don't know why I said Teal'c Sorrow, but they will be having the Sword of Crom with the spiked weapon fitting to increase the armor penetration. And of course the Sword of Crom does have 90 damage, which is absolutely insane. The Captain can be obtained from Sethum. I have a video on where to find them. The Cimmerian Berserker and the Dalicia Spawn Hunter can be obtained from the Mounds of the Dead, which I just showed you. And of course the 2 that aren't here, Dacias the Sharp and Spinus the Marauder, are rare spawns in the volcano. So first up we have the Cimmerian Berserker. We're going to be testing them against the bat. I'm just going to punch it. I don't want to do any damage or actually hurt it. The moment the fight begins, a timer will start. We're going to time how long the fight takes. Now based off of the gear, they should be taking the same amount of damage and dishing out the same amount of damage as well. We do want to see how quick these guys take out the boss. Obviously this isn't one of the hardest bosses. The harder bosses to deal with in terms of world bosses would be the dragon, just because they have so many knockbacks. But we will be timing them, and based off of that I will put out my thoughts on which ones are the best, and obviously I will explain my thoughts behind that. So as you can see, the white demon boss is taking a lot of damage. Obviously the Sword of Crom is an amazing sword, however the issue with it is that you can't use it yourself as a player, as one swing will drain your stamina completely regardless of how much you have. So it is a Thrall sword, as they don't really have an effect on the Thralls. So we're now at 1 minute and 12 seconds. Now I know you don't see her wielding the sword. This is just one of the more recent glitches with some of the Thralls. They don't really show certain things, although she is using the sword. Otherwise this fight would take a lot longer. Okay, so she's nearly done. So 1 minute 36 seconds it took for her to take out the boss. This was, of course, the Cimmerian Berserker, as you can see. Next up, we have the Alicia Snow Hunter. She has slightly more health than the Cimmerian Berserker. Same setup, same armor, same weapons, same test. So, let me just have a quick look here. Let's spawn in our friend. This is actually the second attempt because in the first recording, she got knocked off the cliff. Didn't die, but I had to reset up for everything else. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be spawning in some bone arrows just to try and kite the boss to me or something of the sort, so they don't really fight on the edge. They seem to like to fight on the edge, which is a bit of a thing. I was just being lazy here with regards to building a fighting cage, but whatever. So we'll get the boss from the unnamed city. That should do it. Once again, when she hits, the timer will start and we will see how long this takes. So I'll give this guy a punch. Okay, so she is taking his health down, but by the looks of things, it is going to take a bit longer than the Cimmerian Berserker. Now, the Cimmerian Berserker does dish out quite a lot of damage. So, it'll be interesting to see which one of these Thralls will kill this boss quicker. If you guys have any suggestions for other Thralls that I should try out and make other videos, I'm more than happy to do this. This is actually quite fun watching them go. So we're nearly at 1 minute now, and yeah, this is gonna take a bit by the looks of it. I think I'd make a guess and say it's gonna be over 2 minutes. It's not a bad time. It's not a bad time at all. I mean, this is obviously just to find out which one is the most powerful Thrall. Okay. It looks like we're going to be going into the 2 minute mark. Alright, we are nearly at 2 minutes. We're definitely going to exceed 2 minutes. Okay. I think we're going to get quite close to 3 minutes now because we're halfway through it, aren't we? Nearly halfway through the third minute, or second minute anyways. Yeah, we went past it. I mean, he's nearly dead, so let's see. 1 minute and 40 seconds, not bad. A lot longer than the Cimmerian Berserker. Next up, we have the Captain. Now, the Captain spawns in Sethum. Same thing again, obviously. She has 7,425 HP. It is a named Thrall. It is a tier 4 Thrall. Same setup in terms of the armor and the weapon. Let's spawn in our little friend, who just likes to die for the purposes of this test. And there we go. That should do it. One punch to the face should start it up. There we go. Now, I don't know, I haven't tested yet, but if I'm to make a guess from just playing around, I would say that the captain would be just as good as the berserker, probably better. It's going to be curious to see which one does the best. Obviously, I want to check their health. I decided to go for punching this time around. I don't know. I mean, I don't really want to impact the test that much, but I do want to see their health bars as the fight goes down. Obviously, the captain is a common spawn in Sethum Maru. Also, I do have a guide on how to find it, and I do also recommend it. It is a amazing thrall to have with you, especially if you're going to go and farm the bosses in the unnamed city. So as you can see, she's dealt with this boss quite quickly. 1 minute and 22 seconds. So she has done better than the Sumerian Berserker by pretty much 14 seconds. I mean, not a big difference, but it still is a difference. Don't forget, she also has, or the captain also has, a lot more HP as well, so it can also take a decent amount of damage. But as you can see, the damage the boss has done to this particular NPC has not really made that much of a dent. Alright, next up we now have Spinus the Marauder. So this is a tier 4 named Thrall that can be obtained from the volcano. He does share spawn points with other NPCs that spawn there. The chances of getting this guy are quite slim, but if you do find him, I do recommend that you tame him, if of course you can. And you will see why. So we'll wait for things to happen. Hopefully they don't fight on the cliff. This is the second attempt on this guy because obviously the first time around they fell off the cliff, or shall I say the Thrall fell off the cliff, and he does seem to like to fight this boss on the cliff, which on the edge, which is absolutely annoying. I should have probably set up a fighting ring, but whatever. We'll just deal with this. So just for information purposes, I have tried my best to set up the timer with the first hit of the Thrall on the boss. I also have tried to stop the timer to the best of my ability with the sound of the boss dying, or when it first starts to play. So there might be a couple of milliseconds difference, but I'm looking only at a minute and second. I'm not really looking at anything else, but I thought I'd add it into the video just for those that want a bit more detail. Obviously, I'm trying to be as scientific as I can in this, so obviously there are things to bear in mind. So that was 1 minute 23 seconds. Whereas the captain did it in 1 minute and 22 seconds. Obviously, just a second doesn't make that much of a difference. But Spinus the Marauder did an amazing job. And he doesn't seem to have taken too much damage. Let's have a look at that. Okay. He's done quite well. So you definitely want this guy if you can get him. And finally, we have Dacius the Sharp. Another NPC that wanders in the volcano. This is a tier 4 Thrall that you can obtain. Difficult to knock out. Same setup as before. Same armor value, same damage value. Once again, we're going to pit him up against the white demon bat boss from the unnamed city. Let me just find him easier in this list of things. There we go. Okay, That's not really working, is it? So I tried to lock on to get the fight to start quicker, but it seems to be quite glitchy. There we go. Wow, so he's going to take him out quite quickly by the looks of things. He's actually doing it really fast as well. Whilst the fight is going down, I thought I might as well mention that I have tried out other weapons such as daggers, but they're not as efficient. They will stack up some bleed, but it's inconsistent. They seem to do a lot better with a two-handed weapon, which is why I've only done it with two-handed weapons for this particular test. So 1 minute 18. He definitely comes in first spot in terms of damage, in terms of being able to kill the boss really quickly. However, because Dacius the Sharp and Spinus the Marauder are very hard to get, I would say that they don't really make the first spot. You will spend a lot of time farming for these guys. If there are other people trying to get them, that's gonna make it a lot more complicated, especially if the server is populated. So obviously you do want to get your hands on the Dacius the Sharp and Spinus the Marauder. That would be a treat. However, to keep things fair, I'm gonna have several ranks or ranking systems. The overall best Thralls, top 3 best Thralls of all of these 5 Thralls are as follows. Dacius the Sharp coming in at first place with 1.18 seconds time to take down the boss. Second one is the Captain at 1 minute and 22 seconds, followed by the Spinus the Marauder at 1 minute and 23 seconds. If you are to count all of these, however, do bear in mind that the Spinus the Marauder and Dacius the Sharp are both difficult Thralls to get. So I'm going to do another ranking system by the most common Thralls that you can obtain. And that would be, of course, the Cimmerian Berserker, the Dalicia Snow Hunter, and, of course, the Captain. So, Captain comes in at first at 1 minute and 22 seconds. Cimmerian Berserker at second place with 1 minute and 36 seconds. And, obviously, Dalicia Spawn Hunter, which is just one that I saw in a previous video, decided to add it here. And so she comes in, or it comes in at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. From my personal point of view, just because of how difficult Dacius the Sharp and Spinus the Marauder are to obtain from the volcano, I'm going to exclude them from this list, and I'm going to only count the more common ones. So that would be the Captain, Cimmerian Berserker, and the Dalicia Spawn Hunter. Of all these Thralls, the best one to have is the Captain. He is a guaranteed spawn, has a lot of HP, and dishes out a lot of damage, as you clearly saw from this video. The only problem with that is there is only one that spawns in at any time, and so if there is competition for getting this guy, you might have to get a bit lucky. The second one is the Cimmerian Berserker. That does again have a lot of damage, slightly less HP, but still a very good Thrall to have. These guys do spawn in multiple locations, so you have a higher chance of getting one of these. That is it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it and found it useful and informative. If you have, please do not forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos. Also, if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And of course, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in the pinned comment for myself. Until next time, stay safe folks.